Hey
Hello.
guys,
How's it going?
and welcome to another video. Today, me and Cory here, are going to be doing the first video of this series that I talked about when I showed my collection of all the Zelda stuff that are over there currently. And we have a few topics we're going to talk about. We just want to go ahead and do this because I want this channel to not just be about games and stuff like that. I want there to be, several different things. That way more people can have things to watch rather than just people who want to see gameplays.
True. So there's going to be things that appeal to people's other senses, like for instance thought, like thinking about things, and not only that, but morality and life. Jerry and Brittany want this to also be about life, not just games. So yeah, that's why he came up with the idea of making discussions.
Yeah. So my first guest or helper or whatever you want to call him is going to be Cory with a few topics we have today. Now let me point out the am I going this way? The tree there. I'm backwards. The tree here is because yesterday was Thanksgiving Day, and tradition in my household is as soon as Thanksgiving is over, we put up the Christmas tree. So my mom's done that, and everybody else is kind of just like too tired to do anything. And so I was upstairs playing games with my brother, and then the day just went by. But so
we pretty much had a second Thanksgiving today, actually. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty stuffed at this point.
He just had Spanish food for
so good.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to say for the first time, but yeah.
Oh no, I mean,
for the first time in my house.
Yes, exactly. I did have a friend who would give me plantains like crazy, and I'd just be like, I pretty much at the point where I'd take a plate and just be like, ah.
Oh wow.
But anyway.
So first question, we got a list here of 4 questions, which we might go through them all, we might not, but
depending on the girth of the discussion.
Exactly. So, first question: would you feel, or when should you feel guilty for killing a zombie? And I'm gonna let you go ahead and start this one.
Okay. Well, the thing about it is, a zombie isn't a person anymore. Because I know there's some cases where they say that a zombie, is still a person on the very inside. It's just that their outward expression is that of, an automaton, like something that just eats and moves. It's not thinking, it's not feeling. But the thing about it, though, is I feel like you can't necessarily be feeling guilty about a survival situation. Say, for instance, you have like 20 or 30 of them running towards you, and you know for sure that you are doomed if you do not act promptly. In which case, you're going to have to wait until you are in a position of safety to feel guilty or even consider that these are actual people on the inside.
Yeah.
So I feel that the only time you can really be guilty about killing a zombie is when you are in a position to feel like you're safe and you can actually have the time to think about your own humanity. So in a zombie apocalypse, the best thing for you to do is to keep moving, and then once you are in a position of safety, you can think about these things. But the thing about it is, no one survives a zombie apocalypse without killing something.
True.
Alright, now Jerry, your take on it?
A star in my head. Taking into consideration what Cory said, yes, there are times where you have to kill zombies, and yes, there are plenty of opportunities. Well, okay, there's plenty of times where you're gonna have to kill zombies, and then there are times, vice versa, where you're gonna be safe and killing a zombie is not gonna be called for at all.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like for instance, if you're in a stealth kind of situation.
Exactly. Like take for instance, Walking Dead. You have the characters who don't want to kill zombies because they feel like, okay, it's just there's no need, and then there's some that are like, oh, I know you, I don't want to kill you, and whatnot. But then there's people,
I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, and then there's people who just do it for fun, or they're because they were crazy in regular world as it is, and now they have a reason to just kill zombies and be useful now. So now, like, oh well, nobody's gonna hate me for it. But I would say the time you should feel guilty. Now, there's gonna be parts where, as shown in Walking Dead, in Left 4 Dead, maybe in Resident Evil, there's gonna be times where there's somebody is turned into a zombie.
Which I've actually had nightmares about that situation. Like, for instance, I was in a room. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jerry. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But there's a moment where I was actually having a dream. It was back when I was in my old house in Springfield. Before I'm currently with my family now, but I was in my old apartment in Springfield, and I had a dream that there was a zombie apocalypse, and my leg got bitten by going outside to get them to safety. So, pretty much we were locked up in my apartment, and I was bitten on the leg, and pretty much my friend Tyler and Ellen were trying to figure out who's going to be the one to take me out. And in that moment, I could see that not only were they boo-hoo crying, but they're trying to figure out who was going to be the one to take me out. And when it comes to situations like that, I feel like that's when you definitely feel the most guilt, when it's somebody who you care about and you live with for such a long time, and you see that this is a dire situation.
Now, aside from something like that, let's say it's somebody but like, let's say if me and you weren't like great friends, like we had just met or whatever, and I know you, and the zombie apocalypse breaks out, then it wouldn't be the case of, okay, I know this guy, I don't want to kill him. But in the situation of it's me, you, your family, my family, and you get bit, none of them are going to do it. And so I would have to, because I'm like, well, I don't want you to kill my family.
Yeah, exactly.
But then them seeing me do it and them not wanting me to do it, then that's going to probably be like, okay, I feel wrong, because like I'm killing your son in your face, which is pretty much like in Walking Dead. In the very first few episomes.
Oh, spoiler alert!
I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yeah, you should see it by now. Yeah,
just don't listen, but whatever. In the first few episodes, literally like the first 7 episodes, probably. Rick runs into. No, not Rick. What am I saying?
Oh, you're talking about
Rick is the bad guy.
Daryl.
No. The main guy.
Rick. Sheriff Rick.
Carl's dad.
Yeah, it's Rick.
His name is Rick?
His name is Rick.
What about the bad guy, the buff dude, the buff cop?
His name was Shane. Shane, yeah. Rick
his name was Shane.
Yeah.
I always get him mixed up.
That's all good.
Sorry about that.
But you're not a real family. No, it's totally. Come on, be chill, internet. Be chill.
I want to with my mom. But Rick, he runs into a black dude who has a son whose mother was a zombie and that came to the doorstep. Because her past life or whatever, she kept coming up to the door, and eventually the husband had to kill her. And he didn't want to because, 1, that's his wife, and 2, that's his son's mother. And he would feel guilty if he had to kill her.
Yeah, and at the time, I think the son was still around too, right?
Yeah, the son was still around. The son was doing stuff and whatnot. But he did feel guilty. Well, not really guilty. He still loved her. He didn't want to do it. But that's one situation where I say, okay, you should feel guilty, but you're doing it
for the right reasons.
Like, I'm gonna put you down because if your son sees you as a zombie and somebody else kill you, then he's gonna be freak out. So,
because there's this one situation that perfectly describes that. One episode of Walking Dead. I'm gonna try to make it quick because I know we got other questions, but pretty much there's this one episode where Carl's fucking around on the farm in season 2, and he actually runs into a zombie. And this is when he's still a kid, so he's still trying to play around with, life and death. He doesn't really understand the gravity of it. So he sees a zombie out in the middle of a swamp, right? And
when it was stuck by the ankle?
Yeah, it was stuck. And he basically tries to, kill the zombie, but the zombie gets free, grabs him by the leg, he trips, he falls, and he just basically freaks the fuck out, and he runs, and he gets back to the farm. Mm-hmm. And it's not until later on in that episode, at night, that same flippin' zombie kills Dale. and you're just like, really? What the hell? Why? Why did this happen? He could have easily killed the zombie earlier, and now this character who's supposed to be this huge mentor and like the glue of the group is dead because of a kid's idiocracy. So
Yeah.
I feel like Jerry said before, you're gonna feel guilty, but you gotta make sure that you are murdering for the right reasons.
So that being said, should you feel guilty, or when should you feel guilty? When it's either in front of somebody's family that haven't really finished the whole process of, oh my God, you're dead, you're trying to kill me now, I need to kill you first, or maybe if you kill somebody in front of a kid who misses them.
But yet again, you can't feel guilty unless you're alive.
Yeah, true.
So you gotta make sure that you survive long enough to.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, no, you're gonna be like, yeah. You go after them. So.
But if I ever turn into a zombie, I hope that someone would take me out quickly and effectively.
I would do that.
Yeah, I think they outtrust Jerry too. He has a samurai sword probably somewhere in his house.
I got 2 upstairs. Alright, so next question. When do you become an adult?
Ooh, well, you start off this one, Jerry. I still gotta do some thinking.
Okay, so as many people will say, when I'm 21, I'm gonna be an adult. Well, not exactly. Not exactly. A lot of things come with being an adult, but there is no true answer to becoming an adult. So this one is going to be more or less just
like your take on it.
Yeah, just an actual discussion. The zombie thing was like, okay, there's only really one reason to be guilty, or 1 or 2 reasons. But this one is really how you feel. Like, just like I said, everybody's like, when I'm 21, I'm an adult. Good for you.
Which is going to be interesting because Jerry is actually younger than me, and I'm a little older, so we can have different viewpoints.
So, my idea of an adult is, one, you're mature in the right situation. You can joke around. Everybody can joke around. You can goof off. But when it comes to being responsible, you do it, and you can handle things responsibly no matter what. Like, you get into an argument with somebody, you admit your mistakes, you admit your wrongs, you apologize, you're the bigger person. That's maturity. If you want to start fights, if you want to just keep going with all the problems, that's not really mature, and that makes you, pretty much you're still not grown up. It shows that you're still a little kid. You get mad for no reason. You just want to keep fighting all the time. Another thing, people will say, oh, when the first time you get it in, you're an adult now. But no, that's not true. That just means you're just not a virgin anymore. You have
get it in.
You blossomed. Your cherry. Cherry blossom. No, but
I think I just got the meaning of that. All right. Anyway, sorry.
But that's not really getting in. That's just experiencing one new thing in life that is supposed to be for adults, which is why I say I'm an adult now, because I experienced something for adults only. It's not it's not something that makes you an adult. It's just something you're not supposed to really do until you're an adult, because of the responsibilities that follow it. If you do that before you're an adult, and it actually you get a girl pregnant, or you yourself get pregnant if you are a girl.
Oh, then you're just forced into adulthood at that point.
Not even. That's
yeah, you got a good point.
Even that still doesn't make you an adult.
Yeah, because I guess you didn't necessarily get a chance to mature into it.
Exactly. Like take 14 and pregnant, for example. Like, these girls, they're pregnant as hell, they're having kids, and they're still immature. They get mad at everything. They don't know what to do. Like, I would say an adult is somebody who has their priorities straight, has a job and do it well. Their life is set. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got their house, they pay on time. They do. Now, there's gonna be days where, of course, there's gonna be a struggle, and you're gonna have a bad day. It happens to everybody, but for the most part, you have everything set right, and you're responsible. You don't be like, okay, I got rent coming up, I'm gonna go party and club and gamble all my money away, and then you get kicked out of your apartment, you do all this, and you get mad at the land. That's not an adult thing. Like, to me, you're an adult when your decisions and your choices in life reflect on the maturity of yourself. If most things you do isn't mature, then I wouldn't exactly say you're an adult. Maybe you have kids.
Oh yeah, you got man-child for sure. People who are grown but they do childish things beyond belief.
Yep.
Okay. So I didn't want to interrupt because
Oh,
I agree with you in that aspect that you have people who are grown but they're not adult. In regards to being adult, it's kind of weird when I think about it because I think one of the most adult things you will have to do is sacrifice. Sacrifice is seriously one of the things that will be the end-all, be-all thing that makes you an adult. For instance, as an adult, you're going to work a lot. A shit ton. You're gonna basically waste hours upon hours of your life getting the resources you need in order to take care of yourself or your family or whoever else in your life that matters. Even your friends, for instance. You're gonna spend money on them as well. And that's what's gonna make you an adult, is the fact that you're basically sacrificing yourself not only to make yourself happy, but to make everyone who is within your inner circle happy. Mm-hmm. Because people who are, men, children, or, childish people, they are so selfish that they'll take those resources and they spend it on themselves and they expect people to basically baby over them and take care of them when they have the resources to do it themselves, but they're just so selfish that they don't realize that the world is not just about them. That's when you know you're an adult, when you realize that there's more to life than just yourself in your own little world. And that's how I feel about it.
I think we're done there.
Oh yeah, I think that's a pretty good discussion.
Next question. Question number 3. What advice would you give to someone who has started dating?
Which is a pretty juicy one. Of anything, I guess I can start this one since you started the last one. Well, I actually really suck in this category because, incredibly, it's because, yet again, I'm a person who is very to himself, and if I like someone, I'm not going to tell them right away, just because I know in the past I'd flirt heavily, and immediately they'll just be like,
okay,
run off.
I'm gonna stop you.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop you because you're doing the one thing I would tell someone not to do.
What? What is that?
Okay, what you see what you're saying? You're saying you're terrible at this because you're to yourself. And
I'm being honest.
I know. But thing is, you might be to yourself, and you might, you take time to get someone. You're not going to tell them, but I didn't do it, and I got Brittany now. But it's not the fact that you don't tell them. It's the fact that because you don't tell them, it's not like, okay, now. When you tell somebody, you're kind of like forcing a decision, in my opinion. Like,
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
I like you.
It's like an ultimatum almost.
Yeah, it's like, I like you. And so they're like, okay, so either I can just get away from this person, or now I have to try and build something with this person. Or
oh yeah.
But just being like, not being like to yourself, because you talk to people, you do whatever. But
yeah, I'm not completely antisocial by any means. But
you be yourself, and eventually, if that person is interested, you develop something. Me and Brittany talked for 7 years. Before finally we were like, hey,
well, it looks like we got an expert over here. I mean, no, he's telling the truth in all honesty. He really is. But yeah, like you build something with somebody, but you don't necessarily force it upon them. And what I was gonna say is, for me, like my approach to anybody who is new to dating is be patient. It is a very, very hard process because you're gonna spend time with people. And yet again, you don't know what their inner mechanics are. Like, for instance, they may be one way for about maybe a year or so, but then they can change. Which is why there's this thing called a 2-year itch, where you spend a lot of time with somebody, eventually it starts to show their true colors, and you have to be ready for that.
Yep.
Because it could be something that, you'd be like, all right, well, cool, this person I am so comfortable with, I can be myself, or they're just going to put up a front, and then you're going to see right through it, and you're going to realize you're going to have to move on. But Jerry has made a very good point. Do not force your love upon anyone, and don't try to make them choose, because usually if people have a hard choice, they're going to choose the thing that's going to cause less pain, and that's usually going to be, walking away. But I'm sorry, Jerry, you go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But by all means, you can tell somebody, I like you. You can be like, I feel a certain way about you, but it doesn't have to be 2 days after meeting.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
very true.
Like,
very true. Very
wait,
true.
wait till you know more about them. Wait till like. Nah, you don't have to wait 7 years like me and Brittany, but
Yeah, because I met these people online like, what the fuck, 7 years?
Like Jerry, I appreciate the fact that you're telling us this, but
I'm gonna go ahead and just turn it.
I'm gonna pause it here. I'm gonna skip your part and listen to Cory. You don't have to wait 7 years. Just give it more than
take your time
week,
with people.
2 weeks. Get to know them. Hang out with them a couple times. See what their interests are. See what certain reactions to certain things are. And if it's how you like it, and you guys get to know each other well, then be like, listen, this is how I feel. Now I know people. There is one problem. People are afraid of not the friend zone. It's not a friend zone. It's afraid of what can happen if you and someone you are good friends with date and then it doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
Now let me break that right now. Yes, it can ruin the friendship, and the friendship might be a good one. But if a simple breakup ruins your friendship,
then you guys weren't supposed to be friends to begin with, then. Because
not necessarily not supposed to be friends, but
well, I know. I'm sorry, that was too extreme.
Maybe it just wasn't as strong
as you thought it was going to be. Yeah.
Exactly. So by all means, it is risky. It is scary for some people, but you kind of gonna know. There's a saying that goes, "Oh, it's the person you never expected to be," which Brittany believes because 7 years ago we never talked with really the intention of, "Hey, we're gonna get together in 7 years." That's not what we thought at all. We just, we met on accident. She thought I was a kid from her gym class, and we were in totally separate schools, and we just started talking. We became friends, and that was in MySpace days.
Oh yeah, so that was a blast from the past, definitely. But see, that's the thing that's awesome about that kind of thing. You really want to start with friendship first.
Oh, yeah.
Friendship is a huge, important thing because from my experience in the past, I was in a serious relationship that lasted about 2 years, and here's a thing that was kind of like the nail in the coffin. We weren't the best of friends. Yes, we did like each other physically, and we were easy to talk to, but when it came to my friends versus her friends, we were completely separated. There's no common ground. There's no things that we had in common. And not only that, you can't be selfish with the person you're with. You need to realize that they're going to need time with their friends, and you're going to need time with your friends. So if you're able to be together but also apart, it helps because you're able to have your own things and things you do together.
And I wanted to say this piece. Now, there's a lot more I can say, but this, and I'm trying to keep it. We got one more question, and it's already been 22 minutes. So
but we're good though. We're doing pretty good though. We're discussing a lot of disgusting a lot of important things.
But the last most important part of any type of dating relationship, I don't care, with the girl, with the guy, with your parents kind of relationship, but it says dating, so we're gonna stick to dating. Dating. But any relationship, the most important things are trust and communication.
Oh yeah.
Those are a must in any relationship, because if you can't trust somebody, you're never gonna believe them. And you're always going to be like, oh my God, he's going doing this, or the girl.
Wait, let me just text him really quick, even though I already texted him 5 times today.
Oh, that's why there's guys that are like, where are you? Where are you? Where every hour, just where are you? Where this girl's like, oh, you didn't answer my text. Who is she? Blah, 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 blah. That's why all these things are going around, because you don't trust each other. There's also the communication thing. It's like, Brittany, every single day, I don't care if I'm sleeping, working, out with the family, she will tell me every single day at the exact same time, every single day, I made it to work safe.
I imagine you could be in the middle of an ocean, dude. You'd just be swimming around and be like, I'm fucking lost in the Atlantic. Brittany would be like, yo, Jerry!
My phone will vibrate somehow and I'll pull it out. It's not destroyed by the water. I made it to work safe. I'd be like, good. We put a little heart.
All right, let me keep swimming.
Every single day. I swear to God, every single day. I tell her, when I'm working, I text her when I'm off. We talk after work. We're always talking. I don't care. She's not here right now. She told me today, I made it to work safe. Well, not today anymore because it was last night. We're still up. She told me she's gonna tell me today anyway. I made it to work safe. She's going to. She does it every day. She tell me when she gets to work. She tells me what her schedule is. She says, I'm on one-on-one today. Or, it's busy, so I'll text you when I can. Or it's not very busy, so we can talk about it more. She loves me. Everything we do, we're communicating. Like, I'll tell her, oh, me and Josh are going to be playing games today, so I might reply a little slow. Or, oh, this is what we're doing. Or, oh, this is what we're doing. Like, everything we do. Like, oh, and then we plan. Everything we do, we're planning. Like, oh, we could go do this video, or we could try and do this, or... we play Close Your Eyes, we play Minecraft, all that was planned out. We're talking about it. Everything we do, we're talking about it. And there's nothing better than that because the more you talk, the less suspicions you have.
Oh yeah, man. I agree wholeheartedly. And now that you can tell just by watching their videos, since you're on their channel, you can right now, if you pause the video, pausing. All right, you can come back when you're ready. Alright, so if you can watch the videos, you know that they're actually, very close because of the fact that they communicate with each other and they do things together. And that's an important part of it, is that it is doing things together. If you got that mentality of friendship, trust, and what was the other one? Communication, yes. So doing things together, trust, communication. If you do those three, you're guaranteed to have something at least solid. Alright, so on to the next topic.
Last question. We got about 4 minutes to wrap this one up.
Oh yeah, so
do you like being alone?
Okay, and you start out this one since I started the last one horribly, but then we saved it. We saved it at the end though.
Okay, so being alone is not exactly what people make it out to be. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying like people like go to clubs and I like to be alone sometimes. And people tell me, why don't you ever go to clubs? Why don't you? You're boring. I'm not boring. Just because I like to be alone. I used to stay in my room all the time and just draw stuff or think up stories and do stuff. And now look at me. I'm on YouTube making videos with Cory.
Yeah.
And it's not because, I was alone, so I got to think more. No, I like being alone, but only for so long. Everybody needs some kind of
companionship,
social interaction, companionship. It's something. Like I used to watch streamers on Twitch. Hazardous Mouse, he still streams sometimes. And he's one of my best friends now. Like, he's a real cool guy, and everybody in that stream is amazing. And I made a lot of good friends. But the times where I like being alone is when I just want to get lost. I just want to go in my imagination and have a blast. I just want to draw a picture. I just want to research something. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to do something. Something for me, something individually where I don't want to get anybody else involved because maybe nobody else is going to like it or whatever,
Yeah, because sometimes it's hard for someone to understand exactly what you're feeling or thinking at a given time. So we got to disconnect from them because they may have a whole nother vibe off of them.
Yeah. So there's a thing where some people like being alone because how others treat them, and I can understand that. I can absolutely understand because I've been there. Where it's like, okay, just because I don't do certain things that people do, they don't like me, and pretty much it sucks. It sucks. You go to your room, and you just think like, well, nobody likes me. What's the point? Maybe I should just disappear or run away or do something like that. But that's absolutely not true. There is always somebody out there who's watching you, and maybe it hasn't happened to you yet, or maybe you've never been in a situation, or maybe you're the person that was watching somebody else.
Yeah. But people do understand. That's the thing, though. If you're a person who is unique or weird, of course you're gonna have those people who are different from you who think you are a weirdo or an outcast. But there are people who are just like you in your community, if you seek them out, that are just as weird and weird things just like you. It's just the fact is you have to talk to them. Like, for instance, me and Jerry, before we started talking to each other, we had no idea what the other person was about until we started talking about art and music, and we realized that we love these things as well as video games, and we basically became cool like that, like immediately, because we realized that we're both weird people who didn't really care about sex, drugs, and other things that other people love so much, like especially when it comes to money. Me and Jerry have the same ideas when it comes to materialism. We are trying to rise above it. We don't want to be necessarily all about our cash. We want to create.
At all.
Yeah.
And that is one reason why I wanted to start this session right here. For anybody who pretty much wants people to talk to, or someone to just bond with, or somebody to just understand has been through exactly what they have, or somebody who shares the same experiences, maybe not in the exact same way, but they understand. And me and Cory alone absolutely understand.
Oh yeah, we're easy people to talk to. Like, we're incredibly nice, and we want to be people who help other people, which is why Jerry, wants to. Pretty much one of the reasons he said he wanted to create a YouTube channel, like, was probably one of the nicest reasons. He said that he wants to kind of be like Markiplier, where his videos cheer somebody up. Like, it makes their day, because
even before I found Markiplier, like that's the reason I started streaming on Twitch. My name used to be Poncho with 3 underscores, and I started doing that, and people found my channel, and rather than just being all into the game, I was replying in the chat, and people were like, "Oh man, I love it here because you're one of very few streamers who actually reply to us and actually talk to us and whatnot," and I liked it. That's why I watch Hazardous Mouse, because Hazardous Mouse is the exact same way. He talks to everybody, and he gets to know. He's an awesome guy, and at one point he had to move, and he went through a hard situation in his life, and so many people were. We had I believe she changed the name, but she used to be called I Draw Hearts. And everybody there was on her channel, and they were doing a Minecraft thing where they built this huge boat. It was modded to where they could actually send the boat off. What? And they hit the boat with a potion bottle, like breaking the bottle on it, and it started sailing off. And it was like this whole, it was the saddest thing ever, because it was a goodbye to Hazardous Mouse because of what he went through. We thought that was it. Like, he was gone for like 6 months of streaming, and we thought that was going to be it. So when that happened, she was crying on stream. There was a bunch of people in the chat who had come to the channel, and they were just all sad. Like, no, I went to him. He helped me. People who were suicidal would go to his channel, and it helped them because he was so interactive with them. And it was an amazing.
He listened. He actually listened to the people who messaged him.
Community.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that's one thing I want here, is I just want to build an amazing community where everybody is just friends with everybody. And and me and Cory are gonna do more things together. We're actually working on a channel together.
Well, we're kind of like the Wonder Twins, man. We have so much stuff that we can do between us, and we want to be able to make people happy if we can.
So be on the lookout, guys. This is gonna be a wrap up here. Be on the lookout. Cory's gonna have a channel, and then we are gonna make a combined channel together.
And don't forget about Brit and Jerry. Please subscribe if you haven't. And also check out his videos.
All 3 channels are always going to be here for you guys.
That's damn right.
We're not going anywhere.
Take that.
So we will see you guys in the next video.
And don't forget to smile.